Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Michigan for the Miller 100. Tonight is championship night here on Racing for a Cause TV. Joining me in the booth after taking a little hiatus, it's Rick Hammond Jr. Rick, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Chris. It's Monday. It's championship night. It's the finale of the K&N season. I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Yep, another season coming to a close here at Racing for a Cause, and it's sure to be a good one. We've been watching some practicing. Practices are pretty darn good so far today. Up on screen, this is the stuff we're going to be talking about all night. We got top 5 in point standings, and currently we have Dustin German with 1,808 points. We have Joshua Spalding with 1,736. Troy Radford in the 94 car, he's got 1,701 points. Stephen Baker 1,664, and Andrew Hill rounds out the top 5 in points, 1,584 points. And those are the points coming into this race. It's far from over, believe it or not. Rick, you been seeing anything good out there?
I'm seeing a lot of guys get a little bit squirrely, but I think that's just because it's practice. They're just trying to find out where their line's going to be. Going to be a little bit tough here tonight. The track temperature's coming up. Right now it's sitting at 98 degrees. So as we're into these partly cloudy skies, Chris, here at Michigan, the track is going to get slick. But really just watching everybody go around. I see some new paint schemes out there tonight. And just enjoying looking at those. Right now I'm looking at the number 44, Chris Mefford there. He's doing a little bit of a throwback there to a Dale Sr. car, the Taz car, as we all remember.
Yeah, Chris Mefford has been very good on the Dale Earnhardt throwback cars. And you're right, there's another one right there.
But it looks like we're going to have a good race tonight here, Chris. We have 27 cars that are sitting there getting ready to do the qualifying, but it seems like everybody's just kind of tapping that wall and going for a ride. So it's going to be, looks to be like a good race tonight here. Hopefully they can calm it down a little bit as the last race here. You know, the points, like you said, you had the top 5 up there. There's some good close racing that's going to be happening tonight, I have a feeling. And it's going to get real interesting as the night goes on.
Yeah, and just as you say that, here we go. We begin qualifying. We're waiting for one car to hit track, and we'll bring you all the action. Looks like Connor Parisi's going to start them up. And I'm just going to let it run. We're going to see what kind of times these guys are going to run tonight. We're going to try and figure out the lines that they're running here at Michigan. It is a large 2-mile D track. So it's a large D. And we're getting ready to do some racing tonight. Give me a few minutes. I know the cars, some of the cars are showing up white. That's because I just refreshed. I know we have some new paint schemes tonight, so I refreshed Trading Paints. Want to make sure to bring you the latest and greatest paint jobs out there. And, you know what? I haven't done this yet. Thank you all for coming out. Really do appreciate it. Chase may have gotten something that I may have said as a joke. Thanks for picking up on that, Chase. Thank you all for coming out on a Monday night. Really do appreciate you coming out here at Racing for a Cause TV, live on YouTube, just like every Monday and Wednesday night. Of course, I say that. This is the last week, Rick. Both seasons coming to an end this week.
You're absolutely right, Chris. You know, it seems like we just started up our current season that we're finishing now just a couple weeks ago, but 12 weeks has flown, my friend. It's been more than a pleasure to do the races up here with you broadcasting. You know, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, so just so all the fans know that are watching right now, you know, one, thank you for coming out on this Monday night to watch the season finale of the K&N Throwback Series, but, you know, we are going to be taking a little bit of a break. We're going to be starting back up again come September 11th, and if you haven't yet, definitely throw us a, you know, hit that subscribe button down there in the bottom left-hand corner. And look us up on Facebook, Racing for a Cause. We have like 230 some odd members. That's the group that you want to be in to follow along with us on the off season as we get ready to. What we have to do is talk and think about the winter and the fall series, or the fall and winter series. This fall comes first, unfortunately. But it's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also looking forward to a little bit of time off too.
Yeah, amen. Ready for that. Also, I want to say, look at the current number subscribed. We have a push. We have tonight's race and Wednesday night's race. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers before the end of the season. Hey, Tomahawk, good to see you out there, bud. Back from Canada, I'm thinking. If you know somebody who enjoys racing, may enjoy our show, have them come on out, hit subscribe. I don't care if it's just for a week. I want to see 200 before the end of the season. That means tonight and Wednesday night. That's it, and that's all. After that, we take a break, as Rick said. We're coming back in September, getting ready for, well, I guess it depends on what season, but we go by the late model, so it'll be season number 5? Holy cow.
Yeah, it seems like just a short time ago, Chris, we were sitting there thinking over season 1, and here we are. It's been crazy how we've grown and everything. Yes, Tomahawk, we have sent the stickers. I believe they went out yesterday, so we should start seeing those hit people in about 3 to 4 days. If you're up in Canada there, it might take a little bit longer, but they did get sent out, bud.
He's back. He was just on vacation. He went to Niagara Falls. I remember the story. He was sitting on the Canadian side.
So it looks like a bunch of guys have completed some time there, Chris. Right now, the pole award is going to Ryan Nolan, that number 78 machine, with a time of 38.360, followed closely behind by T. Roy Radford, that number 94 machine, at a 38.467. So these times are pretty close.
JP chiming in saying, hey, I already got mine and it's on the truck. JP, we don't know that yet because we haven't seen the picture. Hint, hint. Qualifying times really coming in 38.36 on the pole. And just to show there's not a very big difference. 15th place, Justin Napier, 38.82. So just under half a second difference there. Rick, you're gonna have to answer that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that and see what's going on. That's not good.
Championship night here in Michigan with the Miller 100. And as always, when we have a race sponsored by Miller, I'm going to try and pull the Miller 6 to 8 out of me. Right now, showing a pretty decent sized field. 27 in server. Don't know if they're all planning on making the start, but man, oh man, this is going to be awesome. Tomahawk, we got Rick checking in on that. Not real sure. Hope we did. And they are shipping from Patrick Smith, who, where the heck is Pat living nowadays?
I believe he's in Missouri right
Missouri,
now,
yeah,
Chris.
that's correct.
Tomahawk, I don't see another email from you, so I'm guessing maybe.
Maybe. It's a good guess. It's a good guess, Rick. Hopefully, Tomahawk, if you don't see it in a couple of days, you let us know. Let us know by Wednesday. I want to make sure I get that out to you. You've been with us for a very long time this season, and you deserve it. And I want to say, again, thank you to all those viewers that have come out and started watching us here tonight. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to make a goal. We've got tonight's race and Wednesday night's race, trying to make 200 subs. And there goes Rick on the old type machine, hitting that typewriter. That's why it takes a little longer, because Rick uses a typewriter and then sends it to the mail, and then I'll get it and hit it on the computer. Oh, we have it. Most people have it, you know. Most people have Instagram. They can see things. Best bet, bud. Check us out on Facebook. Or send it to racingforacausetv@gmail.com. We get ready to grid, and that means it's music time. Last time for the K&N series this season. We're getting ready to go racing. Rick, whenever you're ready, we are ready to go.
All right, buddy. So it looks like tonight's pole award winner is going to Ryan Nolan on number 78 machine. Followed next to him and T-Roy Radford in the number 94 machine. Nicky Z in the 93 starts third tonight. Chris Mefford in the number 44 takes the fourth spot starting position. Followed behind by the Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, number 9 of Joshua Spalding in the fifth. Michael Thwaites in the 41 qualifies sixth. Dale Ricketts qualified 7th in that number 88 machine. Steve Baker in that number 55 qualified 8th. Eric Driggins in the 42 qualified 9th. Connor Parisi in the 95 qualified 10th. Dustin German in the 28, the current point standing leader, I believe, qualified 11th. Brian Beach in the 18 qualified 12th. Phil Otto, our Aussie, down in Aussie, having a good time in the 66, qualified in a 13th position. Jeff Watson in the 51 qualified 14th. Earl Simpson in the 07 qualified 15th. Justin Napier in the 56 machine qualified 16th. Chad Meadows 17th. Dylan Blankenship 18th. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. in the 34 machine qualified 19th. New member, I'm guessing. I don't remember seeing the name, but Aaron Tolhurst in the number 50 qualified 20th. Andy Lambert in that 35 machine qualified 21st. JP, Justin Pinnell, there he is, the number 60, qualified in 22nd position. Craig Bristol in the 89 has qualified 23rd. Rick Greenaway in the 24th is starting 24th. Patrick Smith, Pat McSwain in the 75 qualified 25th. And behind or next to him is Andrew Hill in that number 77 machine, 26th. And it doesn't look like Gerald West threw down a lap, so I'm not sure if he has hit the wall or whatnot, but he is going to be starting 27th.
There you have it. That's the grid in Tomahawk. If you want, go ahead and shoot us your email to that email address, just in case. We'll make sure we have it right and get you out your sticker. We promised it. We want to make sure to get it to you. Cars lined up 2 by 2. Pace car lights are off. We'll go around this 2-mile track one time. We're going to get rolling here in just a moment. Cars heading down the back stretch. Your leader, the 78 car. He's followed on the outside by the 94. Good looking bunch of cars out there tonight. Can't wait to see this one kick off. Ryan Nolan on your pole is the pole leader. Troy Radford on the outside. The number 93, that's Nicky Z in the 93. Inside second row, running in third. On the outside, the 44, Chris Mefford, as we get ready to go green flag racing. It goes on the green flag. Pace car is going to drop off. We're going to get ready to roll. Points are on the line. Championship is on the line. Let's see who can win this race, and let's see how the points shake out. It's all going to be decided here tonight. We're green flag racing. The 78, Ryan Nolan, your leader. And you see the top 4, real big bunch up. Third row inner goes down low. That's the number 9 car. 9 car, Joshua Spalding with a huge start, gets around the 93 off from the restart, from the start of the race. Huge restart by Josh Spalding in that 9 car. Right now, the outside 94, Troy Radford doing battle with Ryan Nolan, trying to figure it out. Looks like Ryan Nolan has the inside and the advantage. Troy Radford hanging out on the outside, the 9 car. That's Josh Spalding. Josh Spalding looking to take position away. And he's going to do it on the inside. Joshua Spalding hits the inside, takes the position away. He's running in second.
Tomahawk, is that Andrew Street, the one that you're talking about? Because if it is, I believe we have it there, my friend. Guys are doing a really good job, Chris. There, it is the final race. They all want to finish well. They want to do their thing. They're just trying to find their line right now, all the way back pretty much until 6th, 7th place. There, they're just nose to tail trying to figure out what they want to do. But it's a good looking race so far.
Yeah, very clean 3 laps of the 100. We're doing 200 miles tonight here in Michigan. And we've got 6 down. It means 194 to go. But we're halfway through this 3rd lap. Might want to say that address again because I don't believe Tomahawk heard you up right, bud. Ryan Nolan leads them around, dives down to the apron to go across the start-finish line, and that is actually the fast way around this track if you can get away with it. The 94 takes the inside of 1 and 2. Troy Radford trying to go for the lead. 78 to the outside, but not enough steam out of that 94. Not this time, but maybe going into 3 and 4 as you see him starting to catch up to Ryan Nolan in the 78. Troy Radford trying to take the lead. Troy Radford in the 94 starting to show some muscle. Not quite enough to lead that lap, but he's got position on turns 1 and 2. He's to the inside, Ryan Nolan to the outside. Troy Radford in the 94 gets around Ryan Nolan, takes over the lead in that 94. Ryan Nolan, then Chris Mefford running in 3rd. Josh Balding had a really nice finish. Or excuse me, start to the race, ended up 4th, but we are under caution. We got a couple of cars that looks like they are steaming it up down on pit road. Let's take a look and see what happened. And I believe what we had is a blink. We're going to keep an eye on Andy Lambert. He's kind of close to the action, I think. Ooh. A couple of cars blink right off track. Okay. So we'll call that... Oh yeah, heavy damage to the 35. So he was definitely involved after he showed back up on track. The 50 car, he's involved. He also blinked. You just saw it again. Right on pit road blinking. So... possibly some server issues going on out there. Give us some time, they'll probably straighten it out. Oh no! 144, 120. Hopefully you know who lives at 144. Maybe you can just go grab it from him. Got a couple of cars coming down pit road. A couple of lead lap cars coming down pit road. A little early to be pitting, but maybe that's the strategy here. Steve Baker coming down pit road, as is Daryl Ricketts in the 88. Josh Spalding, I think he's the one that let him down in the 9 car. Gave up 4th place position in that 9 to come down pit road. He's the first car in line that came down pit road, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cars on pit road right now that are on the lead lap. Possibly more. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, it looks like your trading paints did not update all the vehicles, Chris. We'll have to work on that there. Let's see, I was watching it going, boy, these cars do not match up for some reason.
Well, we're going to try and refresh it one more time. Bear with me, guys.
Now, the question is, as your painter, have you updated trading paints lately?
You know, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I'm going to have to come over now that the season's almost done there, buddy, and make sure that your computer's in tip-top shape while I deliver your new paints there. Because we got some really cool stuff coming up in the next season at Racing for a Cause. There's one series I know you and I are totally looking forward to. Something a little different. We're going to be doing a little bit of weekend racing, but that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't want to drop too much, but it's going to be pretty cool.
Well, you can drop that one any way you want to, because I'll be busy racing, which means I will not be broadcasting that, and that would be the Indy Series.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to be doing mixing a little bit of oval and road racing. First time ever at Racing for a Cause using the DW12. That Delara, man, I can't wait. I know I have to update your paint. We changed it up a little bit there, but changed the colors up just a hair to make it a little bit more bright. But I can't wait to see those cars out on the track. That's going to be a good time.
Yeah, buddy. Sure is. And Chase, just to answer your question, either next week or the week after, I think you can expect a podcast. We have to get together. We have to get the admin base together and kind of hammer at home, trying to figure out what we're going to do for next season. Whatever we do, I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting. I hope you all enjoy it. I know I'm going to, and I can't wait. I got to figure this out. Pardon me 1 second while I shut down the stream for just a second. Right there. I see ya. I left something up, and I shouldn't have. There we go. No more noises. No more Facebook noises. Took care of that. Sorry about that, guys, but we are going back green flag racing. Your leader, Troy Radford in the 94. On his outside, Ryan Nolan. Chris Mefford in the 44, running in third. Nicky Z in the 93 in fourth. Pace car is getting ready to come down pit road. Once we do, it's going to be up to Troy to see when we restart this race. There it is. Pace car is in. Troy Radford on the gun, and he hits the hammer. Troy Radford rolling out. Chris Mefford with a good shot right out of the... Oh, yeah. Very good restart for Chris Mefford in that 44. Dives down low to the inside. He's looking to take position away from teammate Troy Radford. The 78 Ryan Nolan follows suit. He's down low, and he takes position away from Troy Radford as well. The 94 loses 2 positions on that restart. Not going to be the leader when they come back to the start-finish line. On the outside, Ryan Nolan ahead, or trying to get ahead of Chris Mefford. Not the preferred line, but we'll see if he can do it out there. Chris Mefford, nice, beautiful line to the inside.
Now, what's kind of too bad right now, Chris, is you're updating trading, or trying to figure out your trading paints. Troy Radford in the 94 machine, his car is actually modeled towards the mystery machine from Scooby-Doo. He's got Scooby-Doo on the hood, and I really wish that the paints were working up on the stream, because I was going to go, all I can think of Troy saying is, "Rut-row, Raggy."
I really wish that was showing up. Now you got me a little upset. I thought I did update, but I guess not. We were under caution again. And perhaps Chad Meadows, Rick?
Yeah, I'm going back here trying to find it here, Chris.
Second caution of the night, only lap 10. We've gotten 20 miles down out of this 2-miler. Michigan Speedway. Starting to beat and bang. Hopefully, we are still able to have a good race. So far, it's been pretty excellent, actually. Some good excitement up front. A couple of lead changes. The restarts have been pretty interesting to watch. And that last one, Chris Mefford just blew past Troy Radford in the 94 on the inside. Troy was able to get that position back. Ryan Nolan followed Chris Mefford and actually took the lead back over. He did not lose that lead again. So pretty good restart there, and we look forward to doing it again. I want to thank everybody again for coming out on a Monday night. Really do appreciate that here on Racing for a Cause TV. We're watching the guys over at Racing for a Cause, the K&N Throwback Series. It's the 1997 NASCAR schedule with the 1997 weather. It's pretty cool. Ryan Nolan leads the lead pack down. Looks like the 55 car, who has already taken pits. I believe that was Steve Baker, staying out on track. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry, it's the 51, Jeff Watson, staying out on track. Colton King, watching us from the trailer. He's got one of those double tall trailers. Got an umbrella up, because it is warm out there. Track temperature 104 degrees right now. Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a little slick there, Chris. That's actually what brought out this caution. You were correct. It was the number 3 of Chad Meadows First, the 66 of Phil Otto got up into the outside wall a little bit. He fell back a little ways, and the same thing kind of happened to Mr. Meadows there in that number 3. He collected the '07 car also, it looked like. So kind of unfortunate. I know Chad Meadows, he's done for the night. His engine is toast, so you know, it's going to be interesting to see. Earl Simpson, that that 07 is still doing what he's got to do there. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to happen. He's down there in pit road trying to do some repairs, so we'll see how that goes. But right now he's still in the lead lap.
We check in with the number 28 car. That's Dustin German. Dustin German in the 28. He is the points leader right now, running in 5th place, trying to secure that championship. A solid top 5 finish would certainly do that for him. Yeah, for some reason, my paint schemes are not updating. I showed JP in the old classic red and black, and I know that's not the case. Oh well, we move on. Jeff Watson up front in the 51. On his outside, it's going to be Joshua Spalding in the 9 car. Daryl Ricketts in the 88. Steve Baker in the 55, going to be running 4th. Dustin German 5th. JP, Justin Punnell running in 6th position. Brian Beach in the 18, going to be running in 7th. Craig Bristol in the 89, going to be running 8th. Greenaway in the 24 car, oh my goodness, running 9th. Ryan Nolan, after taking a pit stop, going to be running in 10th place. So some different pit strategies. Some people haven't pit at all. And I'm looking at Craig Bristol and Rick Greenaway have not taken pits yet. Running 8th and 9th, Ryan Nolan has. He's the first car out on track that's taken a pit stop, this last pit stop available. And man, oh man, this is going to be interesting. We've got a couple of cars. Oh, you know what? Rick, I'm just looking. It doesn't look like Jeff has taken a pit stop yet either. Jeff Watson in the 51 on the oldest tires out there, 26 miles on those things.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard for him to keep up there. You got number 9 there, Joshua Spalding in his throwback Napa know-how car. Right behind him there, Chris, he's going to be next to him. It's going to be kind of tough, but I think Jeff might have something for at least a little while, maybe a lap or two. He's, unfortunately, you can't see it on your end, but driving the number 51 UW Medicine Huntington disease car tonight, so it's good to see that car up front. He is leading a couple of laps. Actually, it looks like we have a couple of people that are kind of holding back doing something. I'm not sure what's going on. I think they're trying to get the field situated as we go past the start-finish line. The lights on the pace car are off, so they have 2 miles to figure out what's going on here.
Rick, I think I just figured out my trading points. We're going to make it ugly for just a second to try and make it beautiful again. Bear with me as my computer resets all those paints one more time. Will, thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Great podcast. I don't know if it's great, but man, we try and we have fun. That's the big part. We have fun. And you said the 9 car was Napa. Oh, yes. See, they're starting to come in. Look at this. All right, give them just a few minutes, guys. All these cars are going to start filtering in their new trading paints. That was completely my fault, and I apologize to everybody watching and all the drivers with their cars. Hopefully we get a chance to see them all again. My trading paints never loaded up with my computer. That's what was going on.
That's a common mistake that happens. Will, definitely, like Chris said, thank you for coming out. Thank you for the support that you and all your family give us here at Racing for a Cause. We are so appreciative of that, and we welcome you into our family. Definitely chat it up, bud. It's good to see you. Thank you again for coming out on this Monday night.
So a couple of cars still white, but that's just going to take my computer just another minute to figure out. Pace car lights are off. The 51 car, Jeff Watson, your leader. On his outside, Josh Spalding. Running in 3rd, Steve Baker. Daryl Ricketts to the outside. Jeff Watson, you're under control, and you launch that 51. We go live. Green flag racing again.
It's going to take a little bit for these cars to get up there to speed, Chris, but he got a really good restart there. Jeff Watson, he did a really good job. He is out there in front of that number 9 car. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold it with those old tires. We haven't really heard much about what the actual fuel range is on these cars tonight. You know, we'll have to try to figure that out as we go on. and C. Hopefully we get a good green flag run to go as the number 9 goes way outside to try to make that run. And that's going to allow Steve Baker and that number 55 machine to come and see. He's looking on the inside, so this is going to get real fun.
Yeah, Steve Baker makes a good move to the inside, then to the outside. Steve Baker trying to push his 55 car up front, the Rad Racing 55, the winner of last week's event, trying to repeat. But we are under caution again. Got to figure it out one more time. Michael Thwaites or Dylan Blankenship, I would check.
Yep, that's definitely who it was, Chris. Looks like the 24, the 1 car got together there. I'm trying to see if anybody else was involved there.
Yeah, 24 car sitting on pit road. I don't hear the engine running, so that's not a good sign. Dylan Blankenship sitting in that all-white car until Trading Paints figures it out. Dylan also not running right now. I'll tell you who
that
is.
24 just got into the quarter panel of the 1 car, which spun him right around, Chris, and up into the inside wall. It looks like they might have also taken... I'm trying to figure out which one it is. The number 41 car with him also.
41 car, that's Michael Thwaites. So the field a little smaller. Still a lot of cars out there. And everybody out on track at this time, except for one, is on the lead lap. So some good racing so far. Jeff Watson decides, maybe I better take the pits. That gives Steve Baker a chance to come across the start-finish line. Steve Baker leads that lap for bonus points. Steve Baker running 4th in the points as we came into tonight's race. Not out of it by any means. Maybe trying to crack the top 3 with that 55 machine. Tomahawk, you let us know if you can get that one that we sent already. If not, I think we have an extra one that we can probably send to you. So you let us know. Again, you earned it, so we want to try and do everything that we can to get it. But if you can get that one that we already sent, that would be ideal. Don't have a ton of extras. And by that, I mean we don't really have any extras.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sure. I'm looking at through the email, and I don't see where you sent that the first time. I did send you an email asking to confirm the zip code there, but yeah, hopefully your uncle still lives there, bud, and you're able to get that. I think we might have actually sent you 2, so that was kind of one of the extra ones that we had. Just let us know, probably around Wednesday, Thursday. Like I said, Patrick Smith's out in Missouri. So it takes a few days to get over here on the East Coast, but you should be seeing it. And hey, Peyton, how you doing, buddy? I thought you were on vacation.
Running on his iPad. Beautiful.
Oh, well, welcome back, buddy. You could have definitely came out here and had some fun with us, that's for sure. I mean, never worry about that, man. You're part of the family here, so, you know, it's very honorable and very respectful of you doing that. But, you know, if you want to race with us on Wednesday, knock yourself out.
Not literally though, Rick.
Right, I was just gonna say that. Don't literally knock yourself out, but you know, come on out and join us. And you know, it's the end of the season. It's gonna be quiet for the next few weeks. You know, the us admins have a lot of things to work out and get ready for the next season. Next season is gonna bring some pretty cool things, so we're kind of excited about that. We'll be having a podcast, getting everybody, you know, some info, and I'm sure we'll be hosting some fun races during our off time too, and getting some stuff done. So you know, look forward to that. But I'm looking forward to the break. We've got a lot of graphics work to get done, and some other stuff, and get ready for the next season of Racing for a Cause, man. Chris, it's been one heck of a ride, but I mean, we're getting close to our 1 year anniversary. You know, the Dog Days 250, that was a huge step. You know, it's been heartfelt. It's been a great time, buddy, and I really appreciate everything that we've done.
Yeah, it's been fun. Oh, big blink out of the server right there. I don't know if everybody saw that, but man, I come across on my computer. Wow.
Yeah,
Big,
I was
big
just going to
blink.
say the same thing as I'm watching Steve Baker. I'm kind of looking at everybody's connection info, and nobody's really anywhere crazy. So, you know, iRacing, I know it was down today. I read a couple of times that some people were complaining on the forums and on a couple of Facebook pages regarding iRacing being down. So, you know, hopefully they can get this stuff figured out. We're going to have a nice, you know, by Wednesday so we can finish up that series, and then they can do whatever. So it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it sure is. And speaking of interesting, the pace car lights are off. Cars are 2x2. Tomahawk, not real sure if we're going to be able to fit that in next season or not. Looks like we may be going 4 or 5 different nights already. Right now, Steve Baker getting ready to roll that 55 Rad Machine out front. On the outside, the points leader, Dustin German, looking to try and win this one. That would definitely secure the championship. And Steve Baker sets the pace. Here we go, the 55. First one across the start-finish line. This race is back Green Flag Racing.
We definitely are, Chris. You know, it's been really cool seeing all the different leaders that we had tonight, but there's the one that everybody was worried about, or not worried about, but wanting to see doing really well in this series. That's Dustin German and that number 28 machine. He is right there with his teammates, so this could get really interesting to see how this is going to pan out, as right now Steve Baker is leading them in that front row in that number 55 Brad Motorsports Mission 22 Chevy.
And if you don't think teams have an advantage, you saw Steve Baker in the 55. He moved up, let the 28 draft on him, moved back down, kind of blocked the 9 down, and then the 28 able to get down into second place. But 28 not happy with that. 28 car, Dustin German, back outside, making a push for the lead. Right now, and just gets around the 55, almost making it look too easy. Dustin German, he's off.
We've seen him in that same position many a times this season, Chris, both here in the K&N and in the late model. Once he gets up front, it is hard to track him down. So a good job to Dustin German, that number 28 Havoline machine, and looks like the number 9, Joshua Spalding, is going to be coming to try to catch up with you.
Wow, oh wow, Steve Baker in the 55. People are coming at him left and right. We're 3 wide. 3 wide, coming to the start-finish line. My goodness. 1 and 2, still 3 wide. Steve Baker in the middle. Somebody's going to have to give. Ryan Nolan in the 78 to the inside. Steve Baker in the middle. We had Daryl Ricketts in the 88. And let me just double check that. Yeah, Daryl Ricketts in the 88 was on the outside. He comes out of that 3rd. Steve Baker losing another position to Ryan Nolan. Steve Baker back to 5th. Ryan Nolan moves that 78 car to 4th. Steve Baker not done yet, though. He drops that 55 to the inside. Steve Baker trying to get position away from Ryan Nolan. Door to door, going into turns 1 and 2. Steve Baker looks like he may have the pass on the 78. Not going to know until we come to the backstretch.
Definitely doing a good job there, but man, he just took right off, Chris. I mean, he is leading this. There's almost a half a second interval right now between him and Joshua Spalding. It's kind of hard for me to tell here on mine because mine doesn't update as quick as yours does, but man, he just took off like a rocket.
Yeah, Dustin German, half a second lead. You're absolutely right, Rick. Big time lead going right now over the 9 car, Joshua Spalding. Daryl Ricketts in the 88 running 3rd. Ryan Nolan 4th. Steve Baker in the 5th position in that 55 car. Brian Beach in the 18 running 6th. T. Roy Radford running 7th, trying to make up some time from earlier on in the race. Nicky Z in the 93. We saw somebody out there touch the wall. Nicky Z running 8th. Connor Parisi, the 95 car, running 9th. Good strong run for Connor tonight. Justin Napier in the 56 rounds out your top 10. But yeah, the story right now, Dustin German, your points leader coming into tonight's race, leading the race, got now 6/10 of a second.
I'm just back here watching JP in the number 60 machine, Chris, and I'm guessing the person that might have tapped that wall was Chris Medford in the number 44 machine, because he fell way back as JP and Andrew Hill came around him. Those are two guys that we haven't really talked much about tonight. JP, he qualified 22nd. He's up in the 12th position for all his fans out there. And right behind him is the 77 Andrew Hill, the Clam Chowder crew. Usually, maybe Michigan might not be his thing, Chris. Usually he's closer up to the front. I'm not sure exactly what's going on tonight there. Maybe he's just trying to save his stuff, knowing that he came in here with 200 miles ago. So, not sure, but Phil Otto's right there. These guys are just kind of doing their thing back here, you know, racing nose to tail and just trying to figure out. But yeah, Chris Medford in the number 44, right as you said that, I saw him fall way back.
Yeah, Andrew Hill did come into tonight's race top 5 in points, so he may just be kind of lingering back there, trying to keep a top 5 point standing. But again, right now, the man of the hour, your points leader, your race leader, Dustin German in the 28. Joshua Spalding, not much for him, but Ryan Nolan starting to catch him. The 78 starting to catch the 9 car. And I believe right now, Ryan Nolan and Daryl Ricketts, the fastest 2 cars on track.
Well, they're definitely working well together, Chris. You know, there is a little bit of drafting that's going on here, but it looks like Ryan Nolan kind of likes that mid to middle lane there, but he's going to go down below the number 9 to see if he can do anything. I don't think he's going to be able to, so he's just going to have to work together. And the 3 of these cars, if they really work together, they're going to be able to catch up to Dustin in no time.
2 mile long track, you can definitely get some draft going on this D-shaped ring. You see Daryl Ricketts in the 88 drops down low, trying to make the pass on the 78. Not going to have enough to do it right now. Maybe going into 1 and 2 as they go door to door, trying to figure out position. Ryan Nolan able to keep momentum on the outside. He pulls way away, gets right up on the back bumper of Josh Spalding. Josh Spalding drops down to the inside. Ryan Nolan to the outside. Ryan trying for second. They are door to door, going down the backstretch, the 78 and the 9 car. Right now, Ryan Nolan has a slight nose ahead. The 9 car able to get back in front, and then the 78 back in front of him. It's all about momentum here, and the 78 had the most. 78 car around the 9 of Josh Spalding. Ryan Nolan on the move, trying to catch Dustin German. Right now the lead, 0.8 of a second. And now Steve Baker. Steve Baker gets on Joshua Spalding's case, gets around him. Right behind Josh Spalding now, the 94 car, T. Roy Radford. We see it now, the Scooby-Doo paint scheme. Rut Row Rorge, here we go, the 94 chasing down the 9. Right now getting a good draft, the 3-car draft between the 55, the 9, and the 94. The 94 settling down. Maybe just has a slightly lower line. That allows Daryl Ricketts in the 88. Oh, Daryl decides he's not going to follow Troy. Goes up to the high line. Gives up the draft. Trying to get around the 94. Not able to do it. Drafting so important here.
It definitely seems like that preferred line, Chris, is the inside line, but you can make a run. As you can see, the 94 going by the number 9 of Josh Spalding there. He was able to complete that pass, but you got to have the right momentum and just the right speed as you're coming out of those corners to make that pass. You know, I mean, we're going to see these guys battling up front here for a while, but man, right now, I don't know if anybody can catch Dustin in that number 28. I'm getting used to my new hotkeys, sorry.
All right, well, you have yourself a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, watch the race when it's all said and done. It'll be on YouTube, just waiting for you to finish it up. Right now, we're watching Daryl Ricketts in the 88. He's followed by Nicky Z in the 93, Brian Beach in the 18. And those guys 6th, 7th, and 8th right now. Right behind them, Connor Parisi. Connor running that Miller Lite machine. Speaking of Miller Lite, this is the Miller Lite 100. So far, 32 of 100 laps down. Your leader, Dustin German, but the gap is closing. Ryan Nolan starting to reel him in. 0.3 of a second his lead right now, and I think I called it just a few laps ago. I really think Ryan Nolan, one of the fastest cars on track right now in that 78 lap traffic, just ahead of your leader of Dustin German. That may come in the next corner. So down the backstretch they go, and that lap car may become a factor as of turn 3 and 4. Ryan Nolan right to the back bumper of Dustin German, and he scoots down to the inside. Ryan Nolan's going to make that pass look easy. That 78 car, very, very fast, but guess who's right behind him? The 55. The 55 car trying to catch up and maybe make a little hay himself. Dustin German on the outside continues to battle it. There you go, 3 wide going into 1 and 2. Ryan Nolan on the inside, Dustin German in the middle. They get past the lap car, but man, that was tight racing for a little while there.
Oh, it really was, Chris. I mean, lap traffic always, you know, it could work in your favor. It could definitely not. I mean, that definitely allowed Ryan Nolan to catch up to Dustin in that 28 Havoline machine. You know, he still has the lead right now, but it's a very close race up there. So, you know, if they get a couple more cars that are lapped down that they're going to be trying to go around, you know, there could be a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah, right now, Ryan Nolan on the bumper of Dustin German. Steve Baker trying to catch back up. He broke momentum. Steve Baker had a little bit of a momentum break, and he backed that 55 up just a little bit. Troy Radford on his rear bumper. Right now, Ryan Nolan tries the outside of Dustin German. One car peeling off. Ryan Nolan reassumes the lead. Lap 35, Ryan Nolan retakes the lead. And Dustin German under trouble because right now the 55 to his outside. He's around him. The 55 car right behind him, the 94, Troy Radford. Troy Radford with a huge push. Drops down to the inside. Troy Radford trying to make second. Troy Radford with a huge push on Steve Baker right now. And right behind him, Joshua Spalding. Josh Spalding drops down low. He's going to follow Troy Radford into turns 1 and 2. Troy Radford makes the pass. Steve Baker goes down to third. Troy Radford up to second. Your leader, Ryan Nolan, in the 78. The 55 car, not done yet. Steve Baker to the inside. Troy Radford and Steve Baker fighting back and forth. Second position on the line. Steve gets down to the inside. Has a little blink. Steve Baker with a little blink. Drops down to the apron. He's coming down for pit road. It's time for some service on the 55 car. Troy Radford in the 94 able to continue on. Josh Spalding assumes third position right now. Daryl Ricketts fourth. So it's Nolan, Radford, Spalding, Ricketts, and Nicky Z in the 93, your top 5.
I was a little worried there for a second, Chris, as I was sitting here watching the 28 felt way back, but he went down, he got 4 new tires and some 76 racing fuel. He's back out on track right now. We're just waiting for these guys to filter through to their pit stop, so he's probably going to be retaking the lead, possibly. So I definitely want to take a second here, definitely thank Will for coming out tonight. I know Chris gets a little long-winded there sometimes, so you know, he just keeps talking, so definitely, but thanks, you know, you might watch the replay later, so thank you for coming out tonight. We really do. We appreciate all the support that you and your family give us. It's a joy to have you here. We really appreciate it, and you know, definitely thank you for coming out. And to all our viewers tonight, we got 6 likes already, so if you haven't yet, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if there's something about the stream you don't like. Let us know what it is in the comments at the end, and we can try to fix it there. You know, next season is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be broadcasting multiple series throughout the week, but we will definitely be coming back for at least one series. It's been yet to determine. We have kind of a good idea of what it's going to be, but you know, we're not going to be going away. So thank you for coming out every Monday, Wednesday, earlier Friday. I know Friday I wasn't around. The TRL crowned their champion in the truck series, but we definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have given us. Like Chris said, we're getting close to that 200 mark, and without those 200 people that gave us the, you know, the sub buttons are pretty cool. And you know, so thank you for that. Thank you for coming, you know, week in, week out, supporting us. We didn't think that we were going to grow as quick as we did, but we did it because of viewers like you, and we really appreciate all that help. Right now we're still watching Ryan Nolan up there. We're waiting for him to come down pit road. Looks like it might be happening right now. As a matter of fact, it is T-Roy Radford right there, getting a little hot coming in. I'm not sure. T-Roy Radford looks like he may have beat Ryan Nolan onto pit road. But Nolan's coming down now for some service, so this is going to mix up the field a little bit. Right now, the race leader is going to be the 93 of Nicky Z, followed closely by JP, but right now we're going to keep our eye on Nolan, see what he does in his pit stop here. He's got a long way down the pit road, and he's in there now. Oh, looks like he went a little too far, so we had to back up just a hair. Got the right sides going up, getting 2 new tires there. Got a bunch of guys coming in. It looks like Mr. Nappier's coming in also. There goes T. Roy Radford beating off Nolan. So there's that stop. So there's 2 guys that have been running side by side most of the night. So that'll be interesting to see. And we're just going to let the cars go around and let you guys listen to them here for a minute. I think what's going on now with Chris is he thinks that this was a challenge for him. It was the Miller 100 back in 1997, but I think he's trying to pound 100 Miller Lights tonight. I mean, I know they're kind of like water, but you know, he's got to release some of that pressure at some point. So.
Speaking of being long-winded, there was Rick talking for a mile. Must have been like maybe I had to take a break or something. Thank you for covering that, Rick.
You're welcome, buddy.
I think the Miller 5 caught up to me. Ryan Nolan did hit the pits. Our leader right now, JP, Justin Pinnell, coming down pit road. That surrenders the lead to that man right there, the 86 car, Gerald West. Gerald West leading the lap. So far, 3 race cautions, only 10 laps, 9 different lead changes here. Michigan is supplying one heck of a race tonight, Rick.
Oh, it definitely is, Chris. I mean, it is the last race of the season. So, you know, these guys have raced 11 weeks together. They figured out what's going on. Obviously, we're going to have some cautions here and there, but these guys have definitely improved their driving around each other, and they've definitely been putting on some good racing, and this one is definitely one of the ones that they have been putting on that has been a great race. A couple cautions in the beginning. It's going to happen pretty much anywhere, but they're definitely putting on one heck of a show right now. The field is kind of all scrambled as we have some guys with some old tires and trying to stretch out their fuel as much as they possibly can, but, you know, when you took your break there, we were watching Ryan Nolan. He's sitting back there in the number 8 position right now. T. Roy Radford's in the number 7. Dustin German, he's back up to 6. So it's going to be those guys coming right back again, as it looks like JP is going into the pits now. And, you know, Tom Quattlebaum Jr., I expect him to go in the number 9. Steve Baker. So it's going to get pretty interesting. There's Gerald West right now. He started 27th, the last car that was racing. And there he is in the 4th position right now.
Man, everything's starting to happen. As far as pit stops, I mean, Tommy Q, who we missed for last week, back out on track. Actually led the last lap, so good on him. Welcome back, Tommy Q. But I think pit stops are just about cycled through. I'm looking at the 9 car, Joshua Spalding. Josh Spalding currently scored as your race leader in that 9 Napa car. Steve Baker right behind him. Dustin German in 3rd. T. Roy Radford running 4th. Ryan Nolan 5th.
You know, one thing that the viewers don't get to see, and a lot of guys that race with us, Chris, right now, we have one of our admins who did not have one of the best nights tonight there, Andy Lambert. He is working on the schedule, and what's really scary is that I'm seeing Christmas and New Year's off. So it's just amazing how time flies when you're doing this. We have a great group of guys. The time goes by really fast, and we have a lot of fun here. So, but it's just amazing to me to see how fast the year flies by when we're doing this kind of stuff.
Visual, I hope you're still out there. Gerald West definitely is racing tonight. currently, let's see,
I'm showing him in the 14th position.
14th position.
Now,
yep. Yeah, to anybody who doesn't know, running a league is a 24/7 job. You never stop. You never stop thinking, how can we improve it? And the big thing, and we're really starting to think about this now, is what does next season what is it gonna bring? And we know that some people are gonna be really happy. We know that some people are not gonna be really happy. But there's only so many nights a week, and we're gonna do the very best that we can. Right now, though, speaking of doing the best that he can, Gerald Spalding in the 9 car. He's out front. He's your leader. The awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Napa number 9 is out front, lap 48 of 100.
as of my last count, Chris, looking over the notes there, it looks like we're going to be running 5 days out of 7. So we're definitely going to be busy. And it's just, we would love to run 7 days a week, but as of right now, it's kind of tough. We're trying to figure things up. We mix it up every now and then just to bring, K&N, this is our first season with that here. It's been a great success. Congratulations to Andy and Pat for bringing us this series. As most everybody knows, when we started this, it was strictly just the late models, and then we threw in a little bit of different things there. We brought in Rick Greenaway. He did a season of the trucks on the short tracks. I had a street stock series going, so we're growing. We got some. I like you said, you already let the cat out of the bag. Sunday nights, man, you're gonna find me down here, open wheel with my VR. I cannot wait.
Gonna be exciting, for sure. Right now, on lap 49 of 100, at lap 50, I've got a very important question for everybody who is watching tonight. We're gonna wait for it to happen. The 9 car crosses the start-finish line, lap 50, on the way. Guys who are watching, guys and girls, who are we going to see win this race? It's time. If you've got a favorite, this is the time. I want to know who you think is going to win this race. Right now, up front, Josh Spalding, Steve Baker running in second. Troy Radford running in third. Dustin German in the 28 car. He's your points leader, running fourth. Ryan Nolan in the 78, running in fifth. We've got 1 vote for T. Roy Radford, currently scored in third in that 94 car. Scored in 6th place right now, Nicky Z in the 93, the blue and yellow and red. Dale Ricketts in the 88, running in 7th. Connor Parisi, the Miller Lite 95, running in 8th place. Brian Beach in the 18 car. He's running in 9th. And JP, Justin Pinnell, with a nice, solid top 10. JP doing a very good job. JP, I know you're listening. Don't let it get to your head, by God. Just follow your line and hit your marks. We've got 1 vote for Troy. I'd like to know who you guys think is gonna win this race. I've got my vote, but I can't say it because of commentator curse. Right now, Joshua Spalding just picking him up and putting him down 2.0 seconds. 2-second lead over Steve Baker. And it's growing. Josh Spalding in that 9 car looking to win the last race of the season here at Michigan. Josh Spalding doing a really nice job. Three cautions, only 10 laps, 11 different lead changes. It's been very exciting so far. I'll give you a rundown of who's led a lap. Josh Spalding, Steve Baker, Troy Radford, Dustin German, Ryan Nolan, Nicky Z in the 93, JP, Justin Pinnell, Tommy Q, that's Thomas Quattlebaum Jr., Gerald West, and Jeff Watson All those drivers have led laps here tonight. Who's going to win the race? Lap 54 of 100. Josh Spalding definitely picking him up and putting him down as his lead right now. 2.4 seconds over Steve Baker. That 9 car can't do any wrong. Start taking a look at the top 5. There's Dustin German again. He is the points leader coming into tonight's race. He's the one really that has everything to lose tonight. Right now running in 3rd place. Daryl Ricketts in the 88. Daryl running a very nice race, running in 4th right now in that 88 machine. Connor Parisi, the 95. That's the Miller Lite machine. Me and Connor, we're on a, he doesn't know it, but him and I, we're on a level playing field. Connor Parisi running in 5th place tonight. The 18, Brian Beach, running in 6th place. JP, Justin Pinnell, up to 7th. Gerald Rest in the 86 car, running in 8th place. And Daryl Driggins. Daryl running that 42 car, up in 9th place right now. Jeff Watson, who has led in this one, the 51 car, rounds out the top 10. Craig Bristol. Oh, nope, we have a big change. Tommy Q running in 11th. Tommy Q in the 34. That's a throwback, if I ever saw one. Way back to that movie. You know that movie, Days of Thunder? Wearing those mellow yellow colors. Phil Otto, our Aussie, our resident Aussie, that Tide ride, that 66. Phil Otto having a very good run, up in the top 10 right now. Steve Baker in that 55 rad machine, up 2nd, and he is trying to do everything he can to reel in Josh Spalding, but it's not happening. The lead right now, 0.3 of a second. Dustin German running 3rd. Daryl Ricketts 4th, and Connor Parisi 5th. Your leader, Josh Spalding, just absolutely hammering this racetrack.
Just heard the 95 was coming in for a pit stop, Chris, so we'll see what Connor Parisi can do there. No, you know, he's sitting in 5th right now. He started 10th, so he's coming in for some good old 76 racing fuel and 4 new tires. We got the 34 Tommy Q. He's coming in also.
Yeah, Ryan Nolan right now starting to move up the field. It looks like he may have come in for pits, as he is definitely faster than anybody else in the top 5. Ryan Nolan trying to get back on the lead lap, I believe. Yes, for sure. Ryan Nolan is 1 lap down, so he came in to take a pit stop already, as did Troy Radford. Ryan Nolan, Troy Radford, 1 lap down. That means they've already taken pit stops. They're trying to get ahead of the game. Lap 58 of 100. Steve Baker now being scored as your race leader. The 9 car coming down pit road to get service. 4 tires, full tank of fuel. As Rick said, it's the 76 fuel. We don't want to get busted on that again, Rick.
No, that we definitely don't. So yeah, Steve Baker right now is the leader, but right behind him, about a 1.5 seconds behind, is Dustin German in that 28 machine.
And I'm showing Dustin about 2.2 seconds behind, but Dustin German in a 28, surrendering 2nd. Actually, he's coming down pit road with his teammate, so the lead has been given up. 2nd place has been given up. Steve Baker, Dustin Germain coming down pit road right now, and that leaves the 88 car. Daryl Ricketts to lead some more. Lap 60 of 100. These guys thinking fuel strategy already. You can see it in the way that they're acting. A couple of cars have only pit 1 time. Some cars have pit up to 4 or 5 times. So definitely different pit strategies going on out there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, right before your break there, we were watching, you know, Ryan Nolan came in for his pit stop, and a couple of the other guys did also. So it is kind of interesting to see him pitting. I mean, it's been a good green flag run, so, you know, they just want to make sure that they have enough. This is where it's going to get real fun and interesting to see exactly what happens towards the end of this race here.
Yeah, Connor Parisi going around the leader. Connor Parisi was one of those guys that just took pits. Daryl Ricketts in the 88, looking at the backside of the 95, Connor Parisi. But Daryl is the leader right now, staying out on track as long as he can, it seems. Maybe hoping for a yellow flag, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That's kind of what they're hoping for, Chris. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, we've only had, what, 3 so far? So, you know, I mean, to try to put all your money into the next caution coming out, you know, it's probably time to change up the strategy and just go in when you really feel that you have to go in.
Yeah, when you start losing a lot of time to the guys that have already come in, it's probably time to come in.
Exactly. But hey, listen, the winner here on Sunday, my boy Kyle Larson. So this is a great track, Chris. You know, he's won it 3 times in a row, so that's pretty cool to see. This track is actually kind of a fun track to race. You know, it's not Daytona or Talladega, but it's a good track. It's a little fun.
Jake checking back in. Jake, how are you doing tonight? Thanks for coming on back and watching this one. We're on lap 63 of 100. Quick math tells me 37 to go. Almost blew that math. My son is watching on his tablet. He would have told me all about it.
You would have definitely gotten in a little bit of trouble for that one, Chris.
The 88, Daryl Ricketts, slowing it down. The 88 coming down pit road. I can tell you who probably isn't. I think JP, Justin Pinnell, wants to lead a lap, and he does. JP is right now the current leader of this race in the 60 car, the Spino Bifida 60. Your leader, the 86 car, is a lap down, so he's just getting his lap back. Right now, JP, your leader. And JP, I know you're probably listening. It's time to pit that thing, bud. Jake, Dog Days 250 actually happened a couple of Fridays ago. Make sure to check out our channel. It was broadcasted. We brought all the action here. Over $400 raised and gave away, both to the top 3 and the top 3 charities. A great event. Very excellent to watch. JP coming down pit road. Good call, bud. I don't know who you're listening to, but good call. You don't want to give up too much time on track with those old tires. The 94 car, T-Roy Radford, he is next in line. He's going to win this one. Or not, excuse me. It's a little early to call that with 35 laps to go. T-Roy Radford up front, the leader, Joshua Spalding in the 9 car. Right behind him, Josh Spalding has led 14. T-Roy Radford has led 4. Right now, the 94 up front. Josh Spalding right behind him in the 9 car. Starting to give this race away already, Rick. Rick forgot that he has to push the talk button right there, folks.
Yep, I gotta remember that. Like I said, I got a hot key, so I gotta remember. I just started talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, my light's not going. Yeah, you're right, Chris. I mean, you know, these guys are doing a good job, but it might be kind of locked in right now. But JP, he just came into the pits. I don't know if you were watching him there on the stream, Chris, but he overshot the pit box, so he lost a little bit of time there. He had to back up, and then he was kind of close to the wall, but he was able to get 4 new tires and some 76 racing fuel. He's back out on track.
So Josh Spalding reassumes the lead after pit stops. Right behind him, the 94 of Troy Radford. Big news, though. Right now, 3rd place, Ryan Nolan. Ryan Nolan running in 3rd in that 78 car. Has been a very, very fast car, but I don't know if he's on the right pit strategy to win this one.
That's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens and what he does there, Chris. Right now we have, what, 15 cars are on the lead lap. Looks like Phil Otto in that number 66 is the first car a lap down. He'll be able to get that back, hopefully. I don't see a problem, but you know, it's a close race, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, this one's starting to stretch out a little bit. Nate's calling it. Let's get some wide action. You're absolutely right, Nate. These guys are stretching it out just a little bit, as right now the 9 car, Josh Spalding, has a 0.6 of a second lead over Troy Radford. Ryan Nolan a bit further back. You see him right there. He's 2.1 seconds behind. And then we've got the 55 car of Steve Baker. So this one's starting to stretch out. We really need to see, I hate to say it, because the drivers don't want it. They're doing the best that they can. But I'd love to see a caution. I'd love to see a caution like right about now. That way we don't have to have one with a 5 to go or 6 to go or something like that.
That is kind of one of the downfalls to a series like this when you're on the bigger NASCAR tracks, though, is that it's very easy for that field to just stretch out, do what it's got to do. You know, unfortunately, everybody has their own pit strategy, so some guys are short pitting, some guys are coming in a little late, and the caution does come out, Chris.
Caution out, just like that. Commentator curse happens again. Your leader, Josh Spalding in the 9 car, has a decision to make. Most cars have already completed pit stops within the last 10 laps. Does he come down pit road again? And it looks like we have a red car. Is that the 44?
Chris Mefford. Yes, it is, Chris. He was all excited about that paint job, kind of throwback to Dale Sr. there in the Taz car. He just came off the corner, got up into the wall, actually rode the wall for a little ways, and then got spun right around. His night may be done. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard the sound of a firework under that hood. You see heavy right side damage on the 44, left side damage, and I believe he is just coasting around this track. I don't believe there's any RPMs. Nope, that motor is toast. Not the way you want to finish a season right there. Back up front, decisions, they need to be made. We've got 30 laps to go. The 9 car, Josh Spalding up front. Troy Radford in the 94, right behind him. Ryan Nolan in 3rd. Steve Baker 4th, and Nicky Z in the 93, running in 5th. Dustin German, your points leader, coming in and running in 6th place right now. Connor Parisi in the 95, running in 7th. Brian Beach 8th. Daryl Ricketts 9th. Gerald West in the 86, running in 10th. So, what do we do? What do we do? I believe they're going to come down for pits. I don't think they have a choice. Here comes your leader down pit road, Josh Spalding. We follow him.
It'd be pretty smart to go down into the pits right now, Chris. So yeah, Chris Mefford definitely done in the night for the night tonight in that 44 machine. That's unfortunate, but you know what he's going to do? I can almost guarantee, and I'll put money on it, that he is loading up New Hampshire here in a little bit. And he's going to be doing practice for Wednesday night's final race of the late model series at New Hampshire. 100 awesome laps at our kind of our home track. So that's going to be fun. You know, that's something that we haven't really mentioned much tonight, but you know, we're wrapping up both seasons tonight, and then a little bit of break, and then we're going full bore into the fall and winter series. So that's going to be cool. But I'm looking forward to New Hampshire also for 100 laps of the late models.
Coming out of the pits, the 9 car, Josh Spalding, Troy Radford, Ryan Nolan, Steve Baker, Nicky Z in the 93. So they're coming out of the pits as they came in. The difference is JP, Justin Pinnell, who had just pitted just a few laps ago, from somebody's advice, I don't know who, is your race leader right now. Tommy Q, Thomas Quattlebaum Jr. running in 2nd in the 34. Then we get to Josh Spalding. He was your leader coming into this yellow. Troy Radford, Ryan Nolan. So a little bit of change up front.
There definitely is, Chris, and that's what's going to make it really interesting. We have some guys here that, you know, are very, very fast, especially when they get up front. You know, you got obviously Josh Spalding, who's been dominating, well, not really dominating, but he gets up there. He's got a fast car. You got T. Roy Radford in the Mystery Machine car. Ryan Nolan in the 78. You got Steve Baker in the 55. Nicky Z in the 93. You know, Dustin German in the 28, who takes off like a rocket once he gets into that clean air. Connor Parisi in the 95. So this is where it's going to get really interesting. You know, another guy who we haven't talked much about, Brian Beach in the 18. You know, started 12th, moved up to, I'm showing, 9th right now. Oh, it's moving on me again.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes happening right now. You got to give it about a lap to settle down. But right now, JP, Justin Pinnell saying, that was all you, Chris. I don't know. I just call it how I see it, JP. But, you know, if I were going to say another bit of advice, I would say race for top 5. That means save your stuff. You've got a lot of laps to go, like 28 of them. Save your stuff. Back up front, JP, Justin Pinnell in the 60 car, the 34, mellow yellow. That's Thomas Quattlebaum Jr., the 9 car of Joshua Spalding. He's going to be running 3rd. The cars in front of JP Those are all going to be taking wave rounds. You see some damage there. Yeah. No quick repairs here in this series, or in any series for that matter, for Racing for a Cause. We did away with those after last season, figuring we would get some better racing. And you know what, Rick? We did get some better racing out of it.
I definitely believe that we have, Chris. I mean, that was one of the, it's kind of hard because you don't really want to end somebody's night. I mean, this is our hobby. This is our beer league, like hockey. This is our beer league racing. And we're all here just to have a good time. And, it's unfortunate when your night ends because of something silly. But, our hopes were we'd get some good, clean racing, and it's worked out so far. So, I know it's not super popular with a lot of leagues, but I have seen a lot of leagues start going into that. So we tried it out this season, and it's definitely worked in our favor.
I'm sorry, what kind of league?
A beer league.
A beer league, gotcha. Okay, just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
What did you think you heard?
I was using it to maybe crack another soda. Yeah.
It's one of those Victory Lane Miller Lights that they get there. Any beer sponsor, everybody thinks that it's real beer. When Kyle Busch wins, they think that he's opening up a real NOS. But actually, I come to find out, Chris, that most of those are actually just water.
Water, yeah, that's what you need after a long race. All right, JP up front in the 60 car. On his outside, Joshua Spalding. On the inside, second row, T. Roy Radford. Outside, second row, Ryan Nolan. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing, pace car lights are off. JP, strap it in, bud. Remember, you're racing for a top 5 in that spinal bifida car.
You might do it tonight, Chris. It's going to get kind of interesting. And I know my dad's probably watching now. Hi, Dad. If you're not watching, you'll be watching tomorrow. So there's your favorite Mustang. I know you're getting sick of that car. We'll see what we can do next season. Maybe bring the Porsche out. Unfortunately, those are the only 2 cars that we are allowed to use. Unless we did dirt, then we'd have a truck. But, it's kind of hard. But I know you don't like that Mustang. You're definitely not a Ford guy.
Love seeing that Mustang leading the pack around. Pace car lights are off. The 60 car is your leader, JP. Justin Pinnell, we've got 17 laps to go. Is that right? No. Excuse me. 27 laps to go. We get rolling. JP doesn't waste any time. He's hard on the throttle. He looks to cross the start-finish line in first place, and he does. To his inside, though, Josh Spalding. Josh Spalding with fresh tires. Definitely has a little bit of advantage going into turns 1 and 2. JP takes a very wide arc there. Definitely going to be able to keep some momentum and get back on that throttle. He's going to have a challenge.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a little crazy there, Nate. They're doing their thing, but right now pretty much the leaders are nose to tail trying to figure out what they're doing. But JP falls back to second, but that's okay. His tires. I don't know if he's a little nervous running down low or what, but he likes that middle lane going up high, and he does lose a few more positions there. That's kind of unfortunate, but we'll see what he can do. He is on older tires than these guys, so that's kind of expected to see what happens. And just so you know, the reason why we use the Ford Mustang is because most pace car speeds, especially on this track, is about 70 miles per hour, and that's about their top speed, so that's why we're kind of stuck with those.
Wow, the heat of the Ford is real. Oh my goodness, we go 3 wide for third. JP on the outside, Steve Baker in the middle, Ryan Nolan on the inside, and we have a caution. Caution flag is out.
I see a lot of smoke out back there, Chris.
Yeah, looks like Eric Dragons in the 42 caught part of it. We're going to take a peek and see if we can see what happened. I'm not sure if we're going to see it or not. We're going to try.
That's kind of unfortunate there. The 42 won here last Sunday. That's Kyle Larson, of course.
So we have Nicky Z in the 93, Connor Parisi, the 42, the 18, all kind of running together here. They do go 3 wide going into the corner. Yeah, the 42 comes down a little bit. Didn't realize, I don't think, that he had a car underneath him. And he goes around. And the 86 gets gathered up, and a couple of others as well. Ooh, that was a big one.
Patrick Smith in that 75 machine did a good job. Ooh, yeah, that was a big crash there, Chris. You know, that's what happens with tracks like this. I mean, it's not really a super speedway, but there's definitely enough room to run 3 wide, but it's just kind of hard, especially in the heat of the moment. We're getting close to the end of the race here, and it looks like T-Roy Radford made a really bold move. Looks like he did a little fake going down pit road there, so that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, and a great move by JP to come down pit road. He should be able to get out of that pit road in the top 5 or 6, and he's going to have fresh tires. So really good call from JP's crew chief. And Nate says 3 wide isn't enough. Give me 4 in turn 1.
Careful what you ask for.
That's dangerous to ask for, bud. I don't know if that's a wise situation or not. That could lead into some serious trouble. But right now, the 94, T-Roy Radford, your leader. He's followed by Connor Parisi and Jeff Watson. Ryan Nolan going to be in 4th position. Andrew Hill right behind him. Andrew Hill, we haven't talked about him hardly at all tonight, except for that he didn't qualify very well. Andrew Hill in the 77, now running in top 5.
That's kind of how Andrew Hill likes to drive, though. He'll sit in the back, do what he has to do to make sure that his car stays clean for the closing laps of the race, and you know, it's definitely worked for him tonight so far.
Troy Radford, for all intents and purposes, is probably going to end up our late model champion unless something very bad happens. Up front, leading this one, lap 77 of 100, 23 laps to go. We've got at least one more under caution, maybe 2. 5 different cautions so far, only 16 laps, 17 different lead changes. And Rick, those are the stats I love to give. When we've had, now 18 lead changes, when we've had more lead changes than caution laps, you know it's been exciting.
Oh, it's definitely been exciting, Chris. Like we said earlier, these guys are definitely doing a good job. And I'm not sure if we'll have the actual standings done by the time we're done the broadcast, but if you haven't yet, definitely head over to Facebook if you have Facebook. We're also on Twitter. And throw us, you know, a follow and everything there, because we do try to stay pretty active. That's something that I have been personally trying to get better at doing, getting all the information out there. So it's going to be on Facebook. I'm sure we'll throw something up on Twitter. You know, we have a lot of information to throw out tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those strap-in nights. We have a lot of work to do still before the end of this one. And after this race is done, for that matter. Right now, though, Troy Radford is going to be on the front of the field. The 95 car, Connor Parisi, going to be restarting in 2nd. The 51, Jeff Watson, going to be starting inside, 2nd row. Ryan Nolan, the 78 car, going to be starting outside, 2nd row. Andrew Hill, going to be starting in 5th. There's your top 5. JP, just to let it be known, JP coming out of the pits in 7th position. We did have a couple of cars not pit, or else he would have been top 5, just like I had forecasted. So JP out there with fresh tires, along with a couple other cars. A couple of cars have older tires. We're talking about Troy Radford, Connor Parisi, Jeff Watson, and I believe that's it. Ryan Nolan, Andrew Hill, Josh Spalding, I believe they all came in for pits. JP, I think, is the 4th car on fresh tires. JP, this could be your night, brother. You keep a good focus. Wipe off your palms. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. We've got the lights off on the pace car. Cars going 2 by 2, Rick.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting, Chris. With only, 21 laps left to go?
Yeah, that's how my math works. Well, sometimes. We'll double check with our statistician. 21 laps to go, Philip.
He's been pretty quiet there on the chat. You got to get him going, you know. We made him a mod.
He's not even watching. I believe he's actually playing a game. Let him stay up to watch some racing, and he ends up playing a game. Go figure. Must be nice to be 11. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Lap number 79 of 100. When we take green, it's going to be 80. We're going to have 40 miles to go to decide this one. Who's going to be the top dog? Who's going to win the championship? Right now, the 28 car, Dustin German, your points leader coming into tonight, running in 9th position. Second place in the points, Josh Spalding. Josh having a pretty good night as well. He's running in 6th. He's doing everything he can to stay out in front of the 28 car. And we are off. Troy Radford starts this race up again. We listen to the cars.
Ooh, Ryan Nolan gets into the wall there, Chris. He got kind of stuck there. He fell way back.
Ryan Nolan hits the wall. Still not done going backwards. Your leader right now, the 94 car, Troy Radford. Connor Parisi putting on the pressure on the outside in the 95 Miller Lite car. Connor Parisi, he had the edge, and yes, there it is. Scored as the leader on the last lap. Connor Parisi in that Miller Lite machine. I'll drink to that. Connor Parisi in the Miller Lite came across the start-finish line in first place, but Troy Radford not giving it up yet. He's got the 51 machine staying out back, trying to figure out which one to follow. The 51, that's Jeff Watson, decides to go to the inside, and that gives the arrow push to Troy Radford. Troy back out front. The 51 car down below. Connor Parisi trying to make some action with that 51 machine. Jeff Watson. Josh Spalding in the 9 car, running 4th right now. He's on the outside, running behind Connor Parisi in the number 95. The 9 car drops down. He's following Jeff Watson in the 51. In 5th place right now, Steve Baker. Steve being followed by the 77 car of Andrew Hill. Troy Radford trying to do everything he can to try and win this race.
Connor Parisi got a little slow there. He was able to get up out of everyone's way on that high line. He's falling back now, Chris. That's unfortunate to see that number 95 head back that way. Yeah,
Connor Parisi falls way back. In fact, back to 7th place right now. He's right behind JP in the 60 car. JP trying to get to top 5 right now, running in 6th. Up front, though, your leader, 94 car, T. Roy Radford. He's followed by Josh Spalding. Right now, the gap, 0.5 of a second, 1/2 second between 1st and 2nd place. Jeff Watson right on the back bumper of Josh Spalding right.
He's going kind of wide there, Chris, so he's going to be careful not to tap that wall, as we saw a couple of cars already do that, and it just kind of sucks you right in there, and you just stay there, so you fall back. But right now, T. Roy Radford, he got really close there to that safer barrier, and but he was able to keep it off. He's just going. I mean, you know, Troy's coming into this race sitting in 3rd position. We do use the old NASCAR points, so that's where things get interesting. I mean, right now, T. Roy Radford is about 125 points behind the leader.
As you were talking, Rick, JP got involved in just a little one. We'll call it a 2X. A 2X with the 77 car of Andrew Hill. Andrew Hill back to 11th place. The 60 car up to 5th. Brian Beach in the 18 to the 60 cars inside. The 18 inside of the 60. The 95 follows the 60 car. Connor Parisi trying to give a little push to the 60, but a little gap there. That allows for just about 3 wide driving right there. We've got Pinnell, Parisi, Ricketts, and Beach all fighting for the same territory. That territory being 5th place. Up front, T. Roy Radford, 0.4 of a second over Josh Spalding. We go back to watch the battle for 5th place. JP in the spinal bifida number 60, trying to get a top 5 finish in that paint scheme. Trying to do that for our friend Billy Daw. Billy not able to join us here tonight, but I'm sure he's going to watch the replay. Rick, could this be the night for the 60 machine? Hate to talk about him too much because of the commentator curse. but he's doing very well up there with 14 to go.
Yeah, all I'm definitely going to say, Chris, I have all my toes and fingers crossed right now for JP to have that. I mean, the vote has already been placed by a lot of his fans that they want him to keep that car, especially going into next season. It is a beautiful paint job. He did a great job on it. It's for a great cause. You know, one of the few causes that we actually have in this series. We went a little bit relaxed with this series because it is a throwback series. These guys did a good job with a lot of their old paint scheme stuff that we like to see. But JP really puts it into heart with that cause for Billy. And I would love to see him at least top 5, and right now he's still there. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. So
yeah, amen. We'll keep that right there. But up front, Troy Radford under attack. Josh Spalding in the 9 car, getting very, very close. 1 second gap, or excuse me, 0.1, 1/10 of a second gap running right now between first and second. Josh Spalding on the back bumper of T. Roy Radford. Mr. and Mrs. Radford, if you're watching, cross your fingers for your boy, because he is under the gun, the 9 car. Definitely making a challenge. Steve Baker running in 3rd right now, trying to close the gap. And that might be Troy's best friend right now. Steve Baker may be Troy's best friend, because if he can start battling for 2nd, it'll allow him to get away just a little bit more. Right now, Steve Baker running in 3rd, just a little behind Josh Spalding. Top 3 cars separating themselves from 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Well, that's one thing, you know, that I was about to say there earlier is, you know, these guys up front, they want to see those guys behind them racing 2, 3 wide, because that's going to slow them down. You know, if they got in line, they would be able to catch up and make a train to catch these leaders. But right now, I can tell you, T. Roy Radford, Josh Spalding, Steve Baker, they're happy to see these guys, you know, racing. It looks like Daryl Ricketts was able to break away a little bit. 4th, JP is holding on to that 5th position, and then behind him, they're definitely racing pretty hard. So, you know, that's kind of the curse of the side-by-side racing. Everybody loves to see it, but it does slow down that pack a little bit.
Josh Spalding making a good move to the outside, not able to complete the pass on T. Roy Radford in the 94, but Josh Spalding, he did definitely knock on the door, and that does allow Steve Baker in the 55 to get just a little bit closer. But you see it right there, the 9 car locks in that draft. The 9 car right on the back bumper of the 94 going into turns, I believe, 3 and 4. Kind of got myself lost a little bit. It is Scott. In order to join races that are broadcasted, you first have to find a league that can broadcast races. We're fortunate enough to have Rick and myself up in the booth here. We are the co-owners of this particular league, and we decided, for the summer we're going to broadcast. We're going to broadcast at least one season coming up next season, one series coming up next season. But that's basically how you do it. Don't forget, though, if this is your first time watching Racing for a Cause TV, on the bottom, you'll see that rectangular sign as we see a pass for the lead. Josh Spalding in the 9 car with a very strong pass. T. Roy Radford trying to catch back up. Very strong run out of that 94. Very strong exit. He shoots to the outside. Sorry, Scott, I was in the middle of talking to you, but we have action on the track. The 94 shoots to the outside. He's got the 55 drafting behind him. Will that be enough to get around that 9 car? Josh Spalding has led 24 of these laps. Josh Spalding in that 9 car really getting around Michigan very well tonight. But it looks like Troy Radford back up front. Troy Radford pushing for the win here tonight. That 94 car looking good doing it. The 55 right on the back bumper of the 9 car. If the 55 and the 9 start racing each other, that could be what the 94 has been looking for a while. If they hook up and start drafting, that could be dangerous.
Now, it's kind of interesting, Chris, the 9 and the 55 are actually teammates over at Rad Racing, so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it's hard. This isn't a totally huge aerodynamic track. I mean, it obviously comes into play, but it's not like Daytona or anything like that. I mean, we saw those guys were pushing.
Ooh, 94 and the 9 get together. 94 and the 9 get together. The 9 car up into the wall. We've got cars ducking and diving. The 88, Daryl Ricketts, goes down low. The 28, Dustin German, goes up high. The 18 car, that's Brian Beach, goes up high as well. Bad night for the 9 car. Josh Spalding, who's trying to win this race, gets a little bump from the 94, and that throws him way back in the field. The 94 up top right now. Steve Baker on the 55 trying to Get in there while you can. Steve Baker won last week. He's trying to make it 2 weeks in a row in that 55 rad machine. Scott, that's what it's all about, bud. John, thanks for coming out, bud. Really appreciate seeing you out there. This is championship week here at Racing for a Cause TV. We're going to crown our first ever champion here for the K&N series tonight. And right now, where is Dustin German, who is our points leader coming into the night, running fourth right now. So it's all in his court. I believe he's probably already done enough, believe it or not, to win this championship series. But now we got to figure out who's going to win the race. John, thank you very much for coming out. We really do appreciate it. Tune in again Wednesday night. We decide our late model feature. You know, it's the heart and the soul of Racing for a Cause. All the cause paints come out on Wednesday night, and man, that's what we love this show.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good race, Chris, heading over to New Hampshire for 100 laps there to crown the champion of Season 3 of the late models. So, you know, things have been crazy. We've come a long way, and it's good to see.
We've got 10 miles to go, lap 96 of 100. Steve Baker up front, trying to make it 2 in a row. T-Roy Radford right behind him in the 94. Quick peek at JP. JP in the 60 car, running in 8th place. Back up front, we've got Steve Baker in the 55. T-Roy Radford running in 2nd. And you got to go back a second past that to find 3rd place. Daryl Ricketts in the 88. Dustin German running in 4th. So there's your top 4. Right now the battle up front. It's for the winner of this race, the 55 machine, trying to make it 2 in a row. Troy Radford in the 94, running in 2nd, trying to do everything he can to get to the back bumper of Steve Baker.
Not exactly sure what happened to the 60 at JP, but he's sitting back there in 8th place, Chris.
Well, right now, Rick, I'm actually showing him in 7th behind Ryan Nolan. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right now, again, I'm showing him in 7th place. You might want to just double check, make sure I'm correct. Steve Baker leads lap 97, restarting lap 98. Just a few more laps to go here. 6 more miles. Steve Baker in the 55, looking to repeat last week's performance as he won last week's K&N. And we are going to see very, very soon if he can repeat that feat once again. And it looks like Dale Ricketts may not be done as he's starting to close the gap between he and Troy Radford in 2nd place in that 94 car. But right now, the man of the hour, the 55 car, he is out front with an 0.8 of a second lead. Steve Baker has been saving that race car, getting ready for the finish of this one, and starting to show. Lap 99 of 100. Just 4 short miles to go before we have a winner to this race and a champion to the season.
Steve Baker has one heck of a gap there in front of Troy Radford. So, you know, I think he might have it in the bag. He's just got to do close. But you're right. Daryl Ricketts in that 88 machine, he's catching up too. So it's going to get interesting. I don't know if he's going to have enough to do anything, you know, put any pressure on the Steve. But he's definitely going to be putting some pressure on the T-Roy.
Steve Baker takes the white flag. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go to finish this one off. 2 more miles. Steve Baker in the 55 rad machine looking to win this one. Dale Ricketts gets around Troy Radford. Dale Ricketts now in the 88 machine running in 2nd place. Treroy Radford back to 3rd. Your points leader coming in tonight, 28 car, Dustin German. Dustin is running in 4th place. He is going to be your series champion. But Steve Baker trying to finish this one out. Steve in the 55 rad machine trying to get to checkered flag first. Steve Baker looking to win this race. Going past Connor Parisi in that middle. Oh, didn't make it across, but I don't think he's going to have to, as Steve Baker is going to win this race right there. Steve Baker, that rad machine, starting to slow it down as he has done it. Steve Baker, your race winner tonight. Dale Ricketts coming in 2nd. Dustin German 3rd. And that is your points leader, Dustin German. making it up to third. He passes a couple of cars, as it looks like Troy Radford ended up finishing in 8th place. That's the race, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming out. Stay tuned. We're going to have some comments from the top 3. Definitely want to talk to Dustin German. He's going to be your points champion this season. Great job by that 28 car. Great job by Steve Baker tonight, making it 2 in a row. Steve Baker, the 55 machine, your race winner tonight.
I see Steve Baker. I'm looking for Dustin German to pop in. Usually, I think he might have a different name under us, so it's just going to take a second here, bud.
No problem. We're going to fill that time right now with a little bit of music. We'll be right back.
So it looks like we got Dustin German so far, Steve Baker, and I'm not sure. There's Daryl Ricketts. He's down there.
You get him. We're going to be right back. All right, so it looks like we have our top 3 finishers ready to talk. And coming home in 3rd, I'm going to hold off on him. We're going to talk to our 2nd place finisher, the number 88 car, the number 88, Daryl Ricketts. Daryl, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Well, hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. That was a heck of a good race. Only 5 cautions. Daryl, how did the car feel to you tonight? And did you have enough for Steve Baker if it had a few more green laps?
Oh, I've been telling him I wish I had at least 2 or 3, man. I'd have got to him. But good win for him. Good championship for Dustin. All-around good effort for the whole organization, man. I'm not really part of the team. I mean, I race with them guys quite a bit, but I just wish I could have made every race this week or this year. I mean, working on Mondays suck, but it's all part of it. But I'm glad I made most of it.
Well, man, we're happy that you're here. You know, obviously real life comes first, but you've been very dedicated. So congratulations tonight. on second place, man. It was fun watching you because, at first, you were you qualified good. You're in seventh place, but, you were kind of hanging to the mid pack, to the back. How was the track? How did it feel? And did you think that you're going to have a top, three car tonight?
Well, the way the fuel mileage was playing out, I really didn't know, but I kept trying to run the bottom, and just the run off the bottom just would not work at all. Finally, I got on that high side, and just the momentum off the high side was the way to go all around.
Well, you definitely did a heck of a job, but is there anybody out there you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Dustin Baker for getting me in this league. It's a pretty good league, guys. I like it a lot. Hopefully next year I'll be able to race a lot more races, and congratulations to Dustin German. He done a hell of a job. Good championship win.
There you go. And yeah, I couldn't say it any better. And Daryl, I can't wait until this winter. Maybe you'll be able to race against myself and Rick. But for right now, celebrate that second place and celebrate Dustin German's victory in the points championship. Daryl, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great night.
Right on. Appreciate it, guys. You too.
Steve Baker, the number 55, pulling 2 in a row. Steve, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Sir.
Steve, 2 in a row, bud. The 55 Rad Machine comes across the start-finish line with the checker flag in the air. Congratulations to the victory there. How did the car feel to you, bud?
Super racy there at the end. Felt like same guys who were running top 6 or so that whole race had any shot to win it, and then I think the call on pit road there again helped us with the win. I know a few guys took fuel only. I know some guys, I think Troy stayed out, and then some guys took 2 tires. And then I know me and Dustin took 4 and fuel there, and I know Josh took 4 and fuel there. And unfortunately, what happened to him, just getting into a little dust up. But man, it was cool to finish off season with 2 wins in a row, and had a little struggle in the middle of the season, but awesome momentum to carry into next season, finishing off on 2 wins.
Yeah, and it's been that's the way you want to finish a season. And you know what? You got a little momentum as we carry on the 1997 schedule into next season. Steve, is there anybody out there that you want to thank?
Yep, thank you guys for putting on this whole season. Looking forward to a little bit of break, and can't wait to get back, run after it again after a month or so. But thanks to you guys for running it and having a home for us to race and taking care of everybody. And thanks to everybody on Rad Racing, and congrats to Dustin on the championship. He had a heck of a season. I think he had 9 top 5s in 13 races, so heck of a job for him, and thanks to everybody else.
Yeah, consistency is the key, and he definitely proved that with winning the championship. But Steve, thank you very much. Winning 2 in a row, that's a heck of a good feat right there. Congratulations once again. You have yourself a great night, and thanks for coming up and chatting with us.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Steve Baker, the winner of tonight's race, the Michigan Miller 100. Man, oh man, what a race. And that leaves us with one more to talk to. Before we do that, I just want to make sure we're okay. We've got one of the admins joining us up in the booth. The other one looks like he is signed off for the night. So we've got Andy Lambert up in the booth. Andy, it's Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, guys, how you doing?
Well, we're doing pretty good, and I brought you up here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to crown your champion, the number 28 car, who came home third tonight, but overall points champion, Dustin Germain. Andy, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin had a great season. He had 2 wins, 12 top 10s, and 9 top 5s. That's a really amazing season. He deserved it, and I'm glad that he is our inaugural champion in the RFC Throwback Cup Series. Did a great job. Congratulations, Dustin.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Man, it's been an awesome season. Man, I don't even know where to begin. This last race, though, it was playing into my nerves there a lot.
Well, Dustin, I'll tell you, it was a pretty awesome race to watch. For so long, you were kind of sitting on the outside of the top 5. You ended up finishing third due to some stuff that happened towards the end of the race. The car looked very good. Did you have enough for the winner if you were to catch him?
Might have. I don't know, man. I wasn't trying to run it that hard. I just knew what I had to do to win the championship, so that's kind of what I stuck to. But maybe if I was up there closer, I might would have run a little bit harder. But I just had to bring it home, man. It's been a long, good season.
Right on. And is there anybody out there that I'm sure there is? Is there anybody out there that you want to thank?
Oh yeah, first and foremost, man, I want to thank you guys. You know, racing for a cause. You got a lot of good guys. You know, you stick to everything, the rules, and it's just good racing every week. And I mean, I kind of gonna be down for a couple weeks, man, because I mean, doing this every Monday, man, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys and Rad Racing and all my teammates, man. It's been a good year.
Well, it definitely has, but I just, want to say thank you. Congratulations on taking that championship, and thank you for all the support that you've given us for this 12 weeks.
Oh yeah, guys. Look forward to continuing the next season.
So Dustin is going to ask, after a couple weeks off, a few weeks off here, I think we have 3 weeks or so before the next season starts. What are your plans for season 3? Or season 2, excuse me.
Well, I mean, it looks like y'all got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, man. I kind of want to pick up where I'm leaving off. You know, I know a lot of the guys are going to kind of step their game up, here in this little off season we're going to have and try to figure out things. And I'm just really pumped. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the plans are to finish off the 1997 season. I think we're starting off with California, I believe, is the first one to pick up the season. We'll go all the way through. This time we're going to include the road course at Watkins Glen. If you look at the points, man, the top 7 or 8 drivers are incredibly competitive. This is some of the most competitive driving racing I've seen in any league. It's really exciting, so I hope you guys come back for the next season. It's going to be really good. We're working on the schedule right now.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely be back. I hope everybody else shows back up, man, because it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna, and I tell you what, I can't wait to get out on track with some of you fellas. It's been way too long. Got to dust off that steering wheel. Dustin German, congratulations again, bringing that Havoline 28 car to 3rd place tonight, but more importantly, winning the points championship. Man, that's a great feat. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you again next season. And for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, man, we've got one more race to go, and then RFC shuts it down for just a few weeks as we try and get ready for next season. It's coming sooner than we know, and it's people like Rick, Andy, Pat, and Greeny. Those are the core of Racing for a Cause. Those are the people that make sure that the things that we're striving for are happening, and I can't thank them enough. And we're gonna leave it just like that. Tune in again Wednesday night. We've got the late models going, and we got another champion to crown. It's gonna be very, very exciting. Andy, I know you're gonna be admitting that race as well, and I know we pretty much have our champion figured out. But if something bad happens at the beginning of the race, it could be all different.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we run these things. Anything can happen. Looks like he's got just to start this thing. We're at New Hampshire. It's a big track, a mile track, flat track. A lot of these guys aren't used to running these late models on a track like that. So it's going to be exciting. And like I said, anything can happen. We got to run these things out to see what happens. And who knows? We'll crown the champion Wednesday night.
There we go. Rick Hammond Jr., you're still with me. Any final thoughts for tonight?
Oh man, it was a great series. I mean, when Andy and Pat decided to bring the K&Ns to this, we didn't think that it was going to be as big as it was, but we've had good car counts all, season long. So definitely congratulations to those two, and thank you for all the hard work for making it happen here at Racing for a Cause. I mean, we're not even a year old yet, and we have, kind of the original 3 here talking right now. Andy, Chris, and I starting this, but Pat was right there from the beginning. So we have a lot of great people with us and helping us out, and it was a great season, and I look forward to getting back behind the wheel, even though we will still be broadcasting. So, we're going to be we're going to have our cake and eat it too. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for broadcasting this series and the late model series. almost all we have to owe it all to you guys almost to for the popularity and the growth of this both series over the last summer season here. Um, it's just been amazing, the response from the YouTube viewers and fans of these drivers to come out every week. The amount of subscribers, the amount of views that these races get is completely awesome. You guys stepped out from behind your wheels to broadcast these things. That was an incredible sacrifice on your part, so thank you very much, guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been nothing short of a heck of a lot of fun, and I can't wait until next season. But before we get there, again, Wednesday night, we're looking at the late models. Gonna crown one more champion before RFC shuts her down for just a little while, and then we'll be back in the Fall-Winter Series. Again, Wednesday night, this Wednesday night, we'll be going live at about 8:45 Eastern Time, getting ready to crown one more champion. Then we kick off a little break, and boy, we could all use that. Let the tempers down, and man, we'll be back. But I'll tell you one other very exciting thing I can't wait for. We're going to be checking out the Racing for a Cause Enduro. And if you haven't watched an Enduro in real life, the caution flag, that gets put away for the night. We don't use that. The black flag, we don't use that. The red flag, we don't use that. So that's going to be exciting, and I'll tell you what, I was going to race in that, but I think I might bring that one live to YouTube. That's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Rick, Andy, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and thank all the fans for watching us here on YouTube. Really do appreciate that. Everybody have yourselves a great night. We'll see you on Wednesday.